All right, y'all. We're like in week 2 of starting to build this thing out. It's been really fun and it's all happening very fast, which is like kind of sick. But Bobby's working on creating some stuff right now, trying to figure out where she is. And I have been working with the developer on what we're bringing to life. And yeah, like I said, it's all happening really fast. I think what's really interesting is like when you have an idea and you're like fueled by it and it excites you and you have the right people in your corner, stuff can just get done. And the person that we're working with is definitely a fast mover. I'm a fast mover too. Bobby tends to enjoy like thinking through things a little bit more. I'm definitely like, let's just do it. We'll make it perfect later. And that can sometimes be problematic.
I care. I care a lot.
She cares a lot. She's a graphic designer, so she wants to be like,
I got that attention to detail, make sure we've explored all possible options and just a habit of
it's got to be pretty.
Making everything really good. So sometimes I do get stuck in a loop.
It's got to be pretty.
We know our weaknesses.
It's got to be aesthetic. It's got to be nice and neat and put together and organized.
Don't put ugly stuff in the world.
Yeah. So that's good because now we have this like really beautiful balance of like two people that can ship things very fast and do things really fast, and another founder who is like, let's make it really pretty and like beautiful to interface with. I'm really passionate about things being beautiful to interface with, but I never let it stop me from like first iterations. So we've just been putting stuff out there. So far, we've just been interviewing a lot of people that we hope can be ultimately users of what we're building. And I guess we can go ahead and say what it is. We haven't said much. But ideally, we were kind of holding back on saying exactly what it was until we had some things in motion because yeah, we have NDAs in place and all kinds of stuff like that. But we are building an app for tattoo artists, and we won't say like exactly what it will look like, what it will do, anything like that just yet. We'll keep like keeping you guys on your toes, so you just have to keep coming back to like watch more videos
as we disclose information.
Yeah. We'll keep disclosing, but it is a booking platform for tattoo artists, basically to help them do less admin and more art, because that is something that I was seeing a lot in Bobby. Bobby was coming home after really long days of tattooing and feeling like she had to start her second job, which was like email management and collecting deposits and chasing down reference images.
Going back and forth with dates and, oh, man. Emails.
Headaches. So instead of chasing down a bunch of emails, we're trying to create something that brings everything into one place. And the software industry is, like we've mentioned, just very male dominated with a lot of tech bros. So it's really interesting to be like starting to infiltrate this space, not being tech bros. We're having some fun.
Or like not tech a lot at all. That was my words. Yeah, I mean, like, didn't update my computer, but yeah,
we know tech.
Yeah,
we know tech.
No, you can do anything. You can learn anything.
We don't tech much.
I mean, not like our developer. No.
Yeah, so it's honestly been really fun though, because like we get to help make it beautiful, and then like we have this person who gets to build it, and that's cool.
That's the importance of teams.
Yeah, but so far we've been interviewing a lot of people, getting a lot of data, getting a lot of feedback. Something that we're learning is it's not really helpful to say like, hey, I have this idea, what do you think? It's a lot more helpful and valuable if you can ask people like, what are the actual things that you are dealing with on a day-to-day basis? What are those problems? How important is it that you solve them? What have you tried so far? Like really understanding more of the in-depth stuff like that gives you a way better idea of if your idea is going to be like validated and useful and helpful to people than just asking them if it's a good idea or not, because naturally people will be like, yeah, amazing, it's awesome, you're going to crush it. And I think sometimes when people have an idea like this, if they're starting a company or if they want to put a new offer out there, one of the mistakes that people can make is validating their ideas in the wrong ways. So, like, they accidentally fish for compliments rather than collect real data based on like interviewing people around what their days actually look like and if they're actually trying to solve it already, if they've done anything else to resolve it and things like that. So, that's definitely something that I'm learning is I'm kind of like a beginner again. Like, I did all of this when I was first starting out in entrepreneurship, and now I'm like back at square one with a new idea. And so it's really good for me to be like in this headspace again and reminded of how to approach conversations like this with people that will hopefully be using the product, but not just like trying to validate the idea in the wrong way. Is there anything you're learning?
And well, I mean, I guess that's why we've been like so ambiguous about all the information. Is like also like if you know a tattoo artist or you're a tattoo artist, like drop your info below. We'd love to like interview you and contact you
Yeah,
and
we
like learn
just.
about your pain points and all that good stuff
Mm-hmm.
without you saying, yeah, it's all good, go for it. We want to know about you
Yeah.
and your ish. I'm learning a lot, just startup terms in general, like the cliff and ROI and equity. And as someone who's like never really been in the space, I feel like I have to ask for a lot of definitions, but it's really fun to kind of learn a lingo that I honestly didn't have a lot of background in. I mean, I minored in entrepreneurship, so I understand like business, but like not like startup, like in like this kind of sense. So
Yeah.
learning lots of new lingo, how things work, and structure and planning, and yeah, definitely out of my element here. I'm definitely more on the creative side than the execution and um, what admin of this work, I guess we could say. But
It's a whole new world.
yeah, so learning and just adding this to something that I'm like, yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're learning a lot. I think the biggest things that I've been taking away is like really how to approach people, how to serve people as well. Like one of the biggest things is like we just want to make people's lives easier, specifically artists and creatives. And so something that I've been leaving all of these conversations with is like what can I do to support you right now? Like we don't even have a product. We have nothing for sale, but what can I do to support you in the meantime? And I think spreading like goodwill like that goes a long way, and when people feel genuinely supported and cared about by people that want to listen and we want to do whatever we can, even before we have a product, before we have anything for sale, we still want to support creatives. And it's been really fun to get to know people and to make those connections and to show up for them and to serve them. And we just want to do more of that. So if you are an artist or creative, tattoo artist specifically, and there's some way that we can support you right now, please let us know. Like we're trying to make connections, we're trying to build our network,
Yeah.
we're trying to support artists, especially other women, other queer people. We really want to just continue to build that around us. And yeah, I just think like the more you do that and the more you show up for people, the more you learn as
Yeah.
well. So we're learning a ton.
Yeah, also drop it in the comments. Let us know how we can support you. It's actually crazy. It wasn't even an interview call for this. It was an interview for our queer community online. Like we were going to do a workshop, but leaving the call, I was like, is there any way that I can support you? Like that was just like a really great way. And they were like, actually, yeah. And they told me how I could support them. And I was like, actually, I can totally do that. That's in my wheelhouse. Like, we were talking about possibly doing an exchange and a barter. And I was like, yeah, that's something that, like, maybe might cost me an hour of my time, but it could really, like, help somebody out. And creating just like even asking that question, so I was just like, wow, like how can I be supported? How can I let my community support me? And I think that's just something that I haven't asked a lot, and asking it now, I'm like, it actually makes people think, and allowing people in your corner and creating a network where it's like, yeah, let's lean on each other and help each other, like, and watch each other succeed. Like, how fucking cool is that?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I love leaving people with that question.
Yeah, you inspired me.
I love that one. So that's something we've learned. I've also learned like the importance of having a network. Like I very much so go through life just trying to make friends wherever I go, and that's been such a beautiful thing to have now doing this and having new ideas and being like, hey, do you know, like even when we were looking for a developer, we had so many connections to reach out to be like, hey, do you know any developers? Do you know anybody that'd be interested in taking on a new project? And I had so many people in my network connecting me to other folks, and it's a huge domino effect. So if anybody here is like starting your own business or has an idea and wants to get that off the ground, one of the best things you could do for yourself is to literally just see it as making friends wherever you go.
Ask for help. You have no idea. Like, it's the person at the checkout counter. It's like the person working at the coffee shop. Like, it's crazy. Like, when you start sharing and are vulnerable and you're like, man, this is like scary. And you think you got to do it alone. You don't.
Yeah.
You just start sharing it with people, and you'd be surprised, like, the web that it kind of creates, and, the connections. You're only a couple, like steps away from someone that, could really help you out. And
Yeah.
yeah, ask for help.
Speaking of vulnerability, one of the things that we shared is like we really want to do this vulnerably and openly and publicly and share the good, bad, and the ugly. And yeah, like we've had some hard conversations already and have had to be like, all right, like these are things that we need to work on in our communication and
in our relationship too.
Yeah.
Like we're not only in a relationship together, but also going in as business partners, and like how that shapes everything is like totally different. I remember our therapist originally. We've been in couples therapy a very long time, but our therapist was like, oh, going into business together is like, it's a huge step in a relationship. You're like, it's kind of dangerous. It's like moving in with your friends. It could be a bad idea. It could be a great idea, but it's going to take a lot of communicating and a lot of upkeeping and checking in and being like, this is a new facet of our relationship that needs equal care and love, and maybe, a different way of thinking and compartmentalizing and dealing with things. So yeah, we've already
high level of discipline. You need a high level of discipline. Like one of the things that something that's come up is like I get really excited about these things and I just want to talk about it all the time. And Bobby needs more like structured times where it's like this is when we're kind of in this mode and this is when we're in this mode. And so one of the things that we've had to talk about is like what does that look like and how do we set ourselves up for success with that and create boundaries around our relationships so that like the things that we're doing and the ideas that we're having and the stuff that we're building, it gets to exist, it gets to show up, but it doesn't get to overpower our relationship and take over completely. And one of the things that she suggested was like time frames that we don't talk about this stuff, like not after a certain time at night. And also like one of the things we talked about was like if we go on a date, like it's just us, like we're just talking about us, life, not the business, not what we're building, not the new ideas that we have. And so I think that's also been important to have conversations around that stuff. Like what do we need?
Setting containers too. I'm a big container setter. Like if we're going to talk about something hard, you can't just throw it at me, because then I'm like, if you can like set a container, it's like, I need your attention for this right now, or I'm about to talk about something hard. I love you and I want to be closer to you. Or like, I need your full undivided attention. I need you to listen. We need to get something done. Like setting up containers. Maybe it's the ADHD brain. I really like it. Like lighting a candle. Now I'm doing art. It's like these kinds of spaces that like I have to like, in order for me to lock in. And it's also like, what does that look like? Like, I knew that would help me. Me verbalizing that to her, being like, that would be helpful for us to work, would be actually really great.
Yeah. It's hard for me, but it's really good for me to be communicated with around like what is needed. So, yeah, we've just had to have like conversations like that. Like, what does communication need to look like? When does communication need to like turn off around certain things and be protected in certain ways? Yeah, just calling out some hard stuff too. So, anyways, just want to share, as we said we would,
the good, the bad, the ugly.
And the ugly has definitely been some like hard conversations where like I can be very like, when I think there's two ways of approaching conflict or disagreements or like I don't know, like anything that you're kind of wrestling with in a relationship or any kind of dynamic, and there's withdrawal and there's engage. And for me, I'm very much so like an engager. Like I want to like figure it out and take steps forward and create the solutions, etc. And I think when another person is more of a like withdraw and like I need to think this through and like reflect and needs a lot of time and space to kind of figure that out, it's hard because you have one person like trying to figure it out and you have another person being like, I just need some space first. And that's definitely our dynamic is
Yeah.
like, I like to figure it out and like move forward right then and there. And Bobby likes to like take a step back, think through things. Like
I'm a marinator.
she gets
I
quiet
like to
too, and I'm
call it
like, what are you
marinating.
thinking?
I know. I'm like, I just gotta sit in it. I gotta sit in the feeling. I gotta figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our
Also,
ugly.
very human design.
Yeah.
Very much our human design.
That's our ugly right now, but something I think we are good at and something that I appreciate about our relationship is like not letting things go on for a long time. Like if we have a conflict, we resolve that pretty quickly, in my opinion. I think we resolve things quickly. I think we
It doesn't go on for days or honestly barely even hours.
yeah.
Not even.
Yeah, we don't like to let things sit like that. And I think like anytime we're, the way that we reacted wasn't maybe our best self. I think both of us are people that want to be like, "Ugh, I'm sorry, like
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have reacted this way." And I do love that about us. Because we do have the ugly. And it's important that like through the ugly you try to maintain like coming back together and connection and all of that.
I think we've definitely fostered that through like couples therapy. Like when we moved in a few years ago, I was like, we should go to couples therapy to learn how to like communicate because we communicate through our traumas and we hear through our traumas and like, in our bodies, and we were both cooked in different soups and we react in different ways, and understanding that. And I think it's definitely gotten like, not like it was like crazy bad, but I feel like our road to repair is a lot quicker. And what did our therapist say?
Blast into your heart space.
Not
that.
That's the key word we have when we are about to have a very hard conversation.
I feel like we don't use it.
No. No, it was
we're supposed to.
When conflict, when met with empathy and compassion, is a breeding ground for intimacy.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. Whereas like
I do.
Yeah.
I agree. Like
conflict, you're gonna face conflict no matter what, but the ability to like be compassionate and like be empathetic and like come back together and repair is like huge. And I think that's something that we've gotten really good at, and I'm proud of us for that. We still do it though.
You can connect through conflict.
Yeah.
Like connection, like conflict is not disconnection, in my opinion. I think conflict can actually be a really beautiful path to deeper connection.
Yeah.
It's just you have to choose for it to be. So
you got to choose to open back up again. Sometimes you're like, I'm just gonna be a little clamshell, and I'm like, fuck that, and but then you're like, oh, I gotta yeah.
I love it.
I do like my metaphors.
So that's what we have going on. Our business partners are asleep. Yeah, worthless. But anyways, sending you guys love. Gonna keep filling you in on all the things as we continue to build them, and we'll continue to give you more info on what's next and
more sneak peeks.
More sneak peeks.
Tag along. Comment a little pen emoji if you made it to the end of this video.
Comment that pen. All right, later, y'all.